This is the ultimate hypothetical matchup. In one corner, we have the Dragon of the West, a legendary Fire Nation general, a Grand Lotus, and a man who studied the four elements to master the true way of fire. In the other corner, we have the Southern Water Tribe prodigy, the woman who mastered the North and South styles, perfected the art of healing, and conquered the dark secret of blood-bending. On the surface, this looks like a battle of age versus youth. But in the world of Avatar, it's much deeper. This is a battle of internal energy versus environmental mastery. Today, we are spending nearly 20 minutes breaking down every possible variable of this fight. We'll analyze their peak forms, their tactical IQ, and most importantly, how Iroh's lightning interacts with Katara's water. By the end of this video, we will determine who walks away from the ultimate elemental duel. This is Iroh versus Katara. To understand how Iroh fights a master waterbender, we have to look at his unique style. Iroh isn't a typical firebender who throws punches and kicks. His style is rooted, almost like an earthbender's. He uses the breath of fire, which allows him to generate heat from within. This is his first major advantage against Katara. Most waterbenders win by freezing their opponents in ice. But Iroh is a walking furnace. We saw him use his breath to keep himself warm in the freezing north. In a duel, any ice Katara throws at him would likely melt before it could even bind him. Furthermore, Iroh is a master of redirection. He spent his life studying waterbenders. He understands their push and pull philosophy better than any other Fire Nation citizen. This means he can anticipate Katara's movements. He knows that waterbending is about turning an opponent's energy against them, so Iroh would fight with neutral Jing, waiting for Katara to overextend before delivering a concentrated blast. His fire isn't just hot, it's explosive. Under the right conditions, Iroh's fire has enough concussive force to shatter water defenses entirely. Now, let's look at Katara. By the end of the series, Katara is arguably the most versatile bender alive. Unlike Iroh, who relies on his internal chi, Katara's power is limited only by her surroundings. If this fight happens near a river or the ocean, the advantage shifts heavily toward her. Katara's greatest strength is her ability to change the state of her element instantly. She can turn water to vapor to obscure Iroh's vision, or turn it into razor-sharp ice to pierce his defenses. Katara is also one of the few benders who can fight at 360 degrees. Her octopus form provides a perfect defense against Iroh's fire blasts. But her true X-factor is her mobility. By creating ice slides or water sprouts, she can stay in motion, making it incredibly difficult for a rooted fighter like Iroh to land a clean hit. If Iroh is the mountain, Katara is the flood. She doesn't have to overpower him. She only has to find one opening to encase him in a tomb of ice. And as we saw in her fight with Azula, Katara is a master of using her environment to trap even the most prodigious firebenders. This is the most controversial part of the debate: lightning. Iroh can generate it, and he can certainly redirect it. In any other fight, lightning is an instant win. But against a master waterbender, it's a double-edged sword. Water is a natural conductor. If Iroh fires lightning into Katara's water, he could potentially electrocute her instantly. However, if Katara is fast enough, and we know she is, she could theoretically use that conductivity against him, or simply turn the water into steam to disperse the charge. However, Iroh's lightning takes time to charge. Katara's waterbending is near instant. In a high-stakes duel, would Iroh even have the 2 seconds he needs to strike? And would he even want to? Iroh is a strategist. He knows that if he misses, he's left himself wide open. On the flip side, Katara has seen lightning before. She watched Zuko take a bolt for her. She knows the danger. This becomes a game of high-stakes poker. Iroh's lightning is the ultimate all-in move, but if Katara can manipulate the water between them, she can turn his deadliest weapon into a suicide mission. We cannot have this discussion without mentioning the full moon. Under a full moon, Katara's power doesn't just double, it becomes absolute. She gains the ability to bloodbend. Now, fans often argue about whether Iroh could resist this through spiritual might. While Iroh is spiritually enlightened, there is no evidence in the Avatar lore that spirit alone can stop bloodbending. If Katara decides to use this dark art, the fight ends in seconds. She can stop Iroh's heart, snap his stance, or simply force him to fire his own bending at himself. But even without bloodbending, Katara under a full moon is a force that even the Fire Lord would fear. Her sheer volume of water control is enough to douse any flame Iroh could produce. For Iroh to win, he would have to end the fight during the day, using his superior experience and physical strength to overwhelm her before she can establish a rhythm. If the sun goes down, the dragon's fire begins to dim, while the moon's daughter only grows stronger. So who wins? This is a battle of conditions. If the fight takes place in a neutral arena with limited water, Iroh's experience, physical conditioning, and dragon's breath likely give him the win. He is too disciplined to be caught by simple traps. However, if the fight is near a large body of water, or if the moon is out, Katara takes the victory 9 times out of 10. Her versatility and the sheer unblockable nature of high-level waterbending are too much for a firebender to handle alone. But the real answer? These two would likely never fight. They are both masters who value balance and peace. But in the arena of true power, Katara represents the future of bending, innovation, adaptability, and raw potential, while Iroh represents the peak of the old world. Both are legends, but in a duel to the end, the Painted Lady has just enough tools in her satchel to put out the dragon's fire. What do you think? Did I underestimate the Grand Lotus? Or is Katara truly the most powerful bender of her generation? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Avatar breakdown like this. Have an incredible day.